A dream start for Team Europe and Ralf Eckert. A first whitewash opening session for the first time in 10 years sees Team Europe 4-0 up in the 2023 Duelbits Mosconi Cup. I'm delighted once again to be joined by Karl boys. Karl, an incredible first day. What do you make of the action first of all?
I've got a question for you. When was the last whitewash?
The last in total?
When was the last whitewash?
It was 10 years ago, it was the 20th anniversary.
I was in the team.
You was, wasn't you?
Yeah.
2013.
2013.
In Vegas.
It was in Vegas. I was about 2 stone lighter. Had a mullet like you.
It's all the trend now, you know.
It's all the trend. He's come back in, hasn't it?
Exactly.
Since you've done the doc, pal. You went straight to the barbers.
Exactly, I saw that. Straight out.
Right,
But
what was the question?
good memories of that, 2013, that whitewash?
Yeah, very good memories. Very strong team. Mika, Niels, Ralph, Darren. Obviously, America had a lot of legends, but talk of America this year, just what a bad day at the office, Jake.
Yeah, I couldn't quite believe it, to be honest. I know we did a lot of talking in the preview show with yourself and Scott, and we put a lot of questions about Ralf Eckert as a captain. I feel like he had really anything to do today, to be totally honest. He never really got put under any pressure, really. I think we thought we might see it in the team match. We saw JJ being out there, very vocal, going out talking to the team. Ralph stayed very much on the sidelines, but after that, once Shane had that big 9-ball miss in the team match. After that, Europe just clicked into a gear, didn't they?
Yeah, the team match, it is a funny point. Let's not be naive about it. The fact that you only get to play that one rack, sometimes you don't play a shot, or you might be hooked and just get one. But USA just threw the point away. We said in the opening off the rail show, didn't we, that we felt like the team point was bigger for USA than Europe, just because we sort of knew what the lineup were going to be. We knew Filler would play the singles and he can do what he did to Skyler against anyone. So the way USA lost that team point, I thought that was just a shocker. Jason, Albin, very good at doubles together. You got Albin the tactical side, Jason the firepower, dancing, doing all the showmanship that he likes to do. SVB just, again, in the team point, go back to the very first point, just the balls he missed. It was just like, whoa. It just doesn't make sense, because we see him all year round winning these individual titles. Comes to Mosconi Cup in big crowd, he just can't handle it. He just cannot handle that arena. Maybe it's years and years of losses, missing balls. Even when he misses, he's like sat there thinking, how have I missed that? I don't understand what's going on. And then obviously, because of that, he's had to come out and play with Tyler Steyer in the doubles, which is not easy to do. Didn't do much wrong in that doubles. I think Shane missed the ball and Tyler missed one up the rail, but from then on, obviously, if Joshua Filler's coming on to play singles 2-0 up, you're in a bad spot. Yeah,
we'll get into those other matches in a minute, but I wanted to talk about that first match. Shane playing the first rack against Jason Shaw, leaves that easy 9-ball. He misses an easy 9-ball, should I say, and leaves Jason a tester. The last thing you want to be doing for USA, Jeremy Jones and Shane Bamboni, is getting Jason Shaw settled in this Mosconi Cup, and it looked like he did that when he knocked that 9-ball in.
Yeah, to be honest though, that was just the same SVB I've been watching for years. Even when I played, he was doing that, when he was playing Darren Appleton, these big single points. I didn't really understand what Jeremy Jones were thinking. Putting Jane out for the very first rack, in that team match where all eyes are on, everyone's excited, we're all in there, comms, we're all ready. SVB steps up to play the first rack. Actually did a pretty good job of getting to the 9, but he was up and down a few times, weren't he? We were trying to soak it all in, and I think, obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, it's easy saying it now, but would you put a guy out for the very first rack who's prone to doing what he did?
And let's not forget, after that first rack, it's not like the European guys looked that strong. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, who didn't look that great in his debut in the Mosconi Cup last year, that bizarre double kiss scratch in his rack, Filler scratching in his rack as well. So it's fair to say USA had chances in that team match to win it, didn't they?
Massive chances, unbelievable chances. Like you say, Europe didn't really play any better in the team point. It was just a case of maybe just too many mistakes in the end for USA. I can't actually remember what happened at Hill Hill. What happened at Hill Hill, right?
I don't actually remember what
happened. Do you remember?
At Hill Hill.
Obviously we've watched that much pool and you're in the arena and the buzz of it. It's hard to think back, but at the end of the day, USA had a lot of chances in that team.
It was Albin versus Fedor Gorst now, I remember.
That's
and
right.
Gorst broke, but I can't remember how Albin got into the balls.
Yeah, I can't remember. Obviously, we'll probably watch it back and think how we forgot that. But it was quite uncanny. I remember saying in comms in the team match, obviously, Fedor Gorsty's going to be playing the hill rack, but he definitely got a visit to the.
I remember
the
how
table.
it happened now, actually, guys. There was a safety battle. Fedor played a shot, and then Albin played a great kick safety. Fedor tried to get out, left an open shot on the 4 or 5 ball, and Albin got it in cleared up to win that first.
Yeah, I mean, that jogs some memory back, but it was just the previous racks. USA, definitely 3 racks they threw away, as you said rightly so, Jake. Europe also looked under it in that team point. I think every year both teams do, to be honest. It seems to be someone falls over the line, don't they, to win that. But just looking at European lineup, with the doubles, singles, doubles, you just knew it was a massive point for USA.
And like you touched on there, Karl, the second match probably not the most ideal thing to do for Shane to go out after how he lost that first match playing with Tyler, who I thought looked solid, but Jason and Albin looked so comfortable out there in doubles, didn't they? The communication, the laughing, the camaraderie, they just looked like they were never going to lose that, did they?
Yeah, and obviously, to counteract that, where SVB and Tyler were going out there off SVB mistakes and, he's got to go straight back out there, the fact that Europe won the point the way they did, they go out and you feel so much more relaxed. Because I know it's crazy, but your mind's telling yourself, well, even if we lose, it's 1-1. Them little sort of things that you think, but they just go out there and obviously play the game. They look great. Jason missed, jacked up on the 8 ball. Albin didn't quite get him where he wanted, but overall they played a good solid doubles match.
And now, at this point in the day, USA are 2-0 down. They've got a singles match coming up. Joshua Filler is the name on the sheet. Skylar Woodward stepping up. We didn't really get to see much of him in the team match. And Filler just ran riot, didn't he? A relaxed Filler is a dangerous player for any opponent, let alone Skylar Woodward.
Well, it's the 30th anniversary, and out of all these European teams that we've put together or who've qualified and wildcard picks, I think Joshua Filler's the first name on a lot of people's picks. If you had to pick one guy to go out and play singles, doesn't matter what scoreline it is, by the way, it could be 10-10. He's the guy you just send out there. So the fact that you're 2 up and he's going out is just, it was always going to be a tough task. And I thought Filler, even though he's going out at 2-0 up, I thought he showed his class. I remember he potted a purple 5 in the corner right early on in the match where if he misses it, Skylar can get up, and it just sent a message. And I remember seeing Skylar tap his knee. He knew Filler was going to run riot. Yeah,
we saw Filler like in his trademark style, almost running around the table in that match, didn't we? Skylar didn't really have many chances, and an interesting fact for you is that the last time a player whitewashed someone in a singles match was 2020, and that was Joshua Filler versus Skylar Woodward.
Yeah, I heard that. I think one of the lads in comms said that, and JJ will have known. I think JJ knew Filler was going to play that singles point. Obviously, we only had one singles point on day one. Don't blame him for playing Skylar Woodward. Obviously, he's won a lot of points. It's just, Filler can do that to anyone.
And the final match of the session to round up was doubles action. We had Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, the world number 1, with his World Cup of Pool winning partner David Alcady. I mean, as dangerous as double partner as they get, they're taking on the rookie in Shane Wolford and Fedor Gorst, who's his first experience in this crowd. And we heard the crowd on Fedor from minute 1, didn't we, today?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think the crowd would have actually been a lot kinder than I thought. I thought they were going to be, everyone was going to be booing, or I think at one point they were singing "Not Born in the USA." I thought that was pretty funny. But I think overall they've been quite kind to Fedor. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. But going out there 3 down, not easy for him, was it? I thought Wolford looked okay in the team and in the doubles. In the end, maybe missed 1 or 2. We had that rack where no one potted a ball for about 13 minutes, I think they said, and it was the 5 ball, and Wolford had that long shot, missed it by quite a way. And if you want to win points, at some point you've got to step up, and I'm sure Team America are probably thinking, they've had easier layouts or they've had more shots, but I think Europe have broke better. I think they have missed less easier balls, and I think that is really what the Mosconi Cup's about. I think the team who seems to miss less easier balls, or when you've got that easy layout, I feel like over the years America are the ones who have made more mistakes in them situations.
And then to touch on that rack that you said with the 5 ball, that was at 2-2 as well. I think fair to say a really crucial point in that final match if USA were to come away with anything out of the day.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously the other thing to pay attention to, the last match of the night, the 2 Spaniards, they're arguably the 2 best breakers we've got on the World Nineball Tour at the minute.
So you're Ralph Eckert and you're Jeremy Jones. If you're Jeremy, I'll go with USA first. What are you saying to Team USA ahead of tomorrow?
I think Jeremy's probably just going to say, listen, the scoreline's not great, obviously, but it wasn't all bad. You know, SVB did get in, he had opportunities, just missed two silly balls in the team match. Wolford thought he played okay. You know, he made a lot of tough shots, to be fair, in his team rack. Ended up missing an easier 7 ball. Skyler didn't really get to shoot, did he, against Filler? And then at the end, Ghost, Wolford, okay, you know, nothing major. It weren't like the wheels completely fell off. But you know, tomorrow we're going to be having 3 singles out with 2 doubles. It's going to be very interesting to see how JJ comes with this, because you fall down. SVB, probably the greatest player in the last 10 years. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him play singles.
Yeah. Time to panic for Jeremy Jones at this point?
Definitely time to panic. I think it was time to panic after the team point, mate, to be honest.
And Ralph Ecker, obviously, we were probably quite critical of him beforehand because we hadn't seen a lot of him, hadn't heard a lot of him. But it doesn't really seem like he's had anything to do at the minute, does he? Yeah,
I noticed a few things when I was in comms, and when I wasn't in comms, I was sat on the sofas. I was just looking around, and you know, it was all a bit weird for me because obviously I've been Vice, I've played, or usually in comms. So when I'm just sat in arena, I'm a bit like, what do I sort of do? I'm just looking around. So I was just paying a bit of attention. But when I was in comms, I noticed that at one point JJ got out. It was the team match. He went down into the arena, chatted, you know, with all the players. Eckert was just sort of sat there, and then he sort of stood up, and he was looking at Team America, right? And I was watching him, I was thinking, what's he doing here? Like, what's this movement all about? I was like, just paying attention, being nosy. And when he seen JJ, you know, doing that, he felt like he had to do it.
Like copying the homework
Yeah,
almost.
it was a bit like, do I go, do I not? You know, I feel like he's not having much to do in that camp. I feel like he's not really doing much. I watched him in a podcast on Billy's Digest where he said he was going to let the team have input, let them tell him, do I pick the team sheet, or do you want to pick the team sheet? If you want input, tell me. If you don't, it's fine, you go over there. It just all seems a bit of a mess for me, the captaincy in Team Europe. But the problem you've got is you've got 5 players who all win big tournaments on the tour, and you've got 5 players who played last year and won in America. So at the minute, I think he's dodging a bullet.
He's got all the tools at his disposal. I think
Yeah.
most of us could probably pick quite a dangerous European side with the 5 guys.
Yeah, we've laughed and joked. I've seen comments from fans. I could pick the team. You know, I've been in the bar with fans over the years at different times. Anyone could pick the team. Technically, probably true, right? But it's when things are not going well. At the minute, we've not seen it.
Yeah. So for JJ tomorrow, is it just a must-win session?
Oh, he's got to win 3-2. Yeah. Worst case, I mean, 4-1 would be ideal. Obviously, we know that, but 3-2 just to sort of just make something seem okay. But just when you lose the opening session to 0, it's just you're not really going to win the cup, are you? Let's be honest.
No, totally agree. Well, the crowd were great. The atmosphere's been great. The first day was amazing. Make sure you join us from tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. live on Sky Sports and DAZN. Matchroom Pool for the full broadcast details, and don't forget to follow us on socials. We'll see you then.